So I've been seeing the reviews come out for this movie, and it's making me feel like I'm crazy. Like people don't see what I was seeing as far as what was wrong with the film. Everybody's like praising it, and I can't really. I thought the movie was just okay. I didn't think it was bad. So I wanted to make a video, a spoiler video, about the things that are throwing me off about this movie. But first, I do want to, talk about the things that were great. The acting was great from everybody, not just Michael B. Jordan, but the fact that Michael B. Jordan is able to play multiple characters and you can tell that they have different personalities. Man, he does a great job as usual. But that's expected from him. He does a great job with everything. I like the acting from Mary Cornbread. I liked it from Slim, the older guy. He was hilarious. He gave us all the comedic relief. Also from the preacher boy, I forget his name, but he did a good job too. Every main character, even the side characters, they all did a phenomenal job acting. Another thing that was great was the cinematography, the shots. Ryan Coogler, he does this though. Like we know what to expect. I think this is some of his best work as far as cinematography goes. Every shot, I didn't find like everything was set up perfect in every shot. And then lastly, the music was good. The blues, but it was all the way up until, and this is where my first spoiler issue comes in, all the way up until they did that scene showing all the different generations of music, because it was confusing. At first I thought it was about black people, the music we make, and it was a little like it was weird because some of the parts of that scene was good and then some of it didn't make sense. They started off with the blues, then they showed some of the African dancers, the African drummers, and then they showed like the different generations, like gangster rap, the modern music now. And then it gets weird when they start showing other cultures, because I know that understand there's other cultures at this establishment. There was like some Chinese, Japanese dancers and stuff in there. Then there was like a ballet dancer. Ballet, I mean, you could be, I mean, we're good at ballet, but that isn't like something that specifically was made or that we do specifically much better than everybody else. So there were themes in there that were kind of like throwing me off, especially in that scene. In the music on some of the mixes were a little bit off too, but it was like good and bad as far as that scene went. And I think the problem is just trying to execute something like that to make it good. It kind of came out of nowhere, which brings me to my other spoiler. I didn't watch the trailers for this. Maybe that's my fault. I like to go into some of these movies with a clean slate, like not knowing anything that's going on. That nothing. I just want to walk into the movie and for the story just to be told to me without having any type of expectations. And I think that did me a huge disservice because I was in there and the first 45 minutes of the movie, because this is a long movie, it was just the buildup of them setting up their juke joint spot, um, getting to know all these characters. It was a lot of buildup for a long time, and then there's this scene where they introduce the vampires, and the leader, I forget his name, he's coming in up to these people's houses, this racist couple, and he's trying to ask them for help. He's running away from Indians that are actually trying to stop him. And somebody that didn't watch the trailer or anything, I'm like, what the heck is going on? Why is this guy's back burning? Did they throw some acid on him or something? But no, he was burning from the sun. These Indians were trying to kill him because he was a vampire. And I didn't understand that at first until the wife walks back in the room and sees that her husband is dead. I still didn't know this was about vampires at that point. And then he smiles with red eyes and sharp teeth. And I'm like, wait, what? This movie's about vampires? I thought this was going to be like a feel good movie for black people, music, and the things that we've created. I thought I was about to go in there because based on what, they're building up this juke joint. So I'm like, okay, we're about to get some good music. I can't wait to see what the rest of this movie is going to be like. And then it just switches up vampires, even the entire like a music genre. It changes to this, spooky vampire theme music. I'm like, what is happening? And I think that's when it started to get weird for me because it was just this mix of like it had religion themes in here, which I get, Vampires are associated with that. And then there were these gangster brothers trying to set up a juke joint. I thought it was going to be about music, but then it was about vampires. So the themes mixed together. It is about vampires and music. And then they try to throw religion in there. And for me, it was just a lot to take in at one time. And for me, it was weird because we were going from vampires back to jazz music, and it was I don't know, it was weird. Another thing that was throwing me off in this movie were the characters' decisions. The thing that was throwing me off was this constant, like, the vampires were negotiating with the normal, humans, and I'm sitting there like, why don't they just? They have the numbers, they have the powers and the strength. Just do what you want. I understand. I mean, it doesn't even matter once they bite them and they turn to a vampire. They're on their side. They're happy. They don't care about what happened before, why they were killed or how they got killed. So why does it matter? Why are you trying to explain this to them? Just do what you want. The film could have been wrapped up much earlier. But okay, without this, you don't have a movie. But then it gets to a point where when the vampires are attacking them in their juke joint, their establishment, and Michael B. Jordan, he kills the witch doctor, his girlfriend, and they all just freak out like, oh no, they were overrunning them, overthrowing them. They were killing the humans off really easy. And then he kills her, and now they're all just like backing off. Oh no, why'd he do that? Oh no. It's like, did this affect them mentally too much to where now they can attack? Why are they retreating? All you have to do is kill the last couple of people that are left, but I guess not. We need some of these characters to live. And then right after that, it's like they did it so that Slim could have this moment, the old guy, the funny guy, so he could have this sacrifice moment, but it wasn't even like he didn't even need to do it. There was a sacrifice. He sacrificed himself for no reason. He cut his arm open. I thought maybe he was going to burn the place down with them in there with him or blow them up or something. No, he just kind of like, oh, come get me. And then, the vampires attack again, and then they keep attacking everybody else. That didn't make any sense to me. It just kind of pulled me out of it at the end. And then the first ending scene was bad. The second ending scene, I liked it. It was cool. The first ending scene was so weird because they did this thing where the main villain, the main vampire, doesn't want to kill the character that they've been after the whole time. So like he does want to kill him, but he just is playing with him, taking his time while the sun is rising. He can see the sunset, by the way. And then they start saying the Lord's Prayer, and I know the movie's about sinners, and a lot of sinners die in this movie. But the thing that threw me off was how long he was taking to just kill the preacher boy. He kept dipping his head in water. Oh, the sun is coming up. I'm going to keep playing with time. And then Michael B. Jordan comes out of nowhere and stabs him in the back. All the vampires are watching. I don't know if they're too afraid to get in the water or something. They don't see him come up and stab him, so he stabs him, and he's like, oh. And then, the sun is coming up really fast. All of a sudden, the sunrise, it doesn't come up this quick, but it's a movie, so everything is sped up. The sun is coming up real quick. He stabs him, and now he's burning because the sun is out, and all the vampires are burning. Like, they have no sense of time or what's going on. It was just weird. The ending was just stupid to me. Luckily, there was a second ending where we got to see him use some World War I guns, and that was cool. He got to kill some KKK dudes. Yeah, that's always fun to watch. And the last thing that threw me off was the ending. I didn't stay for the other endings. I just wanted to leave when the movie was over. But the ending where the preacher boy goes to see his father, and he's holding the broken guitar, and there's no word said. He's just angry at his father, I guess. And then after, I don't know what he says to his dad, and after that, they just show that he grew up to be a famous blues player. So yeah, all of that combined lowered my score for me. It just made it weird. And like I said, I think it's because I didn't see any of the trailers or anything. So if I'm just a random person that wants to go see this movie and I have no idea what it's about, I think it's gonna catch you off guard. Yeah, that's what threw the movie off for me, and that's why I gave it just like a average score, a 5 out of 10. On some people's scales is different, but for mine, that's just an average movie. It's just an okay movie. It did some things great. It did some things bad. Some things okay. So I do want to know what everyone else thinks down in the comment section though. So let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.